station WDWL TV, broadcasting live from Studio A. And we're located on Grumpy Vulture Boulevard. And the Old Man Studios are located on Grumpy Old Man Road. And as always, we are a production of Grumpy Vulture Productions. Take a bow. Okay, look at the camera. How come your lava lamp ain't on? You're slipping here. Now it won't lava. As you can see, I got the split screen with a blue racing stripe. I knew I had them somewhere. Now, I noticed with this microphone yesterday, the volume was a tad low. So I bumped it up one notch. Hopefully, it's not blowing your ears out. But I only went one notch. And it's still showing on Prism within the green zone. It hasn't hit the yellow or the red. Looking at, let's see here. Looking at the mixer, nope, we're in the green. I was going to test the Mini, but I realized I need a different XLR cable for the Mini. So as soon as I find it, we'll test the little Mini. But today, I dug out the Martini set. Yes, the gift that I got for all my UPC codes from Parliament. Yeah, back in the day, I was a religious Parliament smoker until the packs went to $10. Oh, Jesus. Back in the day, I could get 2 cartons for $10. $10.35 a pack. I looked yesterday. I get 2 packs of my LD generics for that price. And I don't even think they're made here. No, they're not, but I can't make out where they're made. I want to say Turkey. Made it says made for. I know it said somewhere where they were. Yeah, they're made in Turkey. LD. LD stands for Louis Ducat. Whoever the hell Louis Ducat is, he's got his own cigarettes. But I can get 2 of these for 1 pack of Parliaments. And I told the cigarette rep that yesterday, and she went, yeah, unfortunately, we're losing a lot of customers. But she says it's amazing how well they still sell. At over $100 a carton, oh, Jesus. I can't imagine that. Although a friend of mine said his son just came back from New York City. A pack of Marlboro Red hundreds. $21.50 for 1 pack. That's scary. I don't think they see too many people buying cartons. Now I'm going to light my Louis Ducat cigarette with my Parliament lighter. One of the gifts, and one thing I can say, Parliament never plastered their name all over things. Now, the umbrella had Parliament in small letters. It was a big golf umbrella. I'm still looking for it. But all their gifts were classy. They didn't have the name emblazoned on them. Now we're going to start with the Martini set. Now, I never drank a martini in my life, but I couldn't pass up this neat Martini set, figuring that maybe someday you could use it for margaritas, which I don't drink either. Just saying. So, here we go. We're going to start with the ice bucket. Here is the ice bucket. This thing's got to weigh between 4 and 5 pounds. This monster is heavy. No Parliament name on it, nothing. Nice, 2 nice little handles. This is for your ice. Gotta be careful. Okay, the Martini mixing pitcher. Here is the now you can see blue and clear, blue and white. That's Parliament's colors. The Martini mixing pitcher, and a solid glass Martini stirrer. Check that out, huh? You mix your martinis, you stir them with a solid glass blue stirrer. I gotta be careful. I don't want to break any of this stuff. I've had it since the 70s. Now, I have to admit, one thing did get broken, and it really, it hurt my heart. There was a blue glass, like serving tray. It was round like a big giant plate. Blue glass to match the ice bucket. Was for the martini glasses to sit on. It got dropped as we were packing it, when we were moving. So that's the only thing from the set that I'm missing, which really pained me, but shit happens. And 5 classy, long, skinny stemmed martini glasses. See, you could use them for margaritas too. But look how classy those are. Blue glass stems. Look at that fancy glass. 5 martini glasses to go with the set. It was like 210 or 220 UPC codes. I got it because I wanted it. It looked classy, especially at the time in the one house I had. We had one of them corner cupboards with all glass front, so I displayed it, sitting on the middle shelf on the big blue serving pitcher, the martini glasses with the ice bucket, But yeah. You don't see a Parliament name on any of it. And like I say, these were gifts. You don't see that today. I wish I could find the picnic set. It was amazing. It had blue and silverware. All the silverware had dark blue handles. Then you had blue like dinner plates, and then you had smaller blue glass dessert plates, and then four like, I'd say they were 6-ounce glass, little glass cups. And of course you had, white napkins with blue Parliament printing across. That was the only thing that ever had Parliament, was the napkin set. But it was neat. And then it came in a basket, like you'd see, on the movies from the 30s and the 40s, people with their picnic basket. And all the silverware, was on the top. It was cool. I never used it. I got it because I wanted it. The only thing that I've used is the golf umbrella and the lighter and the ashtray. The rest of the stuff that I ever got, I never used. But they gave away classy. I mean, like Marlboro gave away T-shirts. Parliament gave away dress shirts. I wish I still had it. It didn't fit anymore, and I couldn't see, just having a shirt on a hanger. It was a white dress shirt with a blue collar and blue cuffs, and they were French cuffs. I never got the coupling set. I don't know why. It had a coupling set. Silver with blue stones, the blue square stones. Coupling set with a tie bar that had a blue stone in it. I don't know why I never got the coupling set. I think maybe, a new catalog came out every 6 months. And if you didn't order from the previous catalog, at the end of that 6 months, I think it expired. I think that's why I never got the cufflinks. But, that dress shirt. Did it look classy. Long sleeve, French cuffs. Like a French white, because it had like white with then white stripes. You could almost see the white stripes in the white material. They were the only cigarette company I knew that gave away really classy items. And what was strange is when I started, smoking Parliaments, I got them from my uncle. He never knew it. He was a long haul truck driver, and he used to go down, Winston-Salem in that area, and he'd stop at because he smoked Parliaments. So we would stop at the cigarette factory, and you could buy cartons down there for like $1. So he'd come back with a case, and he kept them on the shelf in his workroom. And he never really finished the whole carton. He'd tear the ends off all the cartons, and he'd just take a couple of packs. Well, there was about that much room between the door and the door sill. So we could get our hands in and grab a couple of packs of cigarettes, and he never knew it because he had so damn many. And then when I was finally had my own house and, married and all that shit, there was only one place I could get Parliament cigarettes, and I had to drive like 20 blocks to get them. So I wrote a letter to Parliament. At that time, you could write directly. Now, They don't give an address on the website. They don't want to hear from you. But I told them, I says, hey, I've been smoking these for 5 years now. I can't get them in my neighborhood. I'm going to quit. You're going to lose a customer. Signed, Grumpy Old Man with a smiley face. No, I didn't put a smiley face. So about 2 weeks later, I never expected to hear anything. I figured, they'd look at that and go, oh, this asshole, and throw the letter away. I get a knock at my front door. I open the door. I said, yes. And the girl holds up a business card, and she goes, I'm Susie from Parliament. I said, yeah. Well, I brought you 2 cartons of cigarettes. Holy yatcha-fuck. You did what? Well, I'm working with the 2 mom and pop stores right in your neighborhood here to carry your cigarettes. But in the meantime, I hope these 2 free cartons kind of carry you over until they can stock them. I said, oh, thank you. She goes, oh, by the way, if they don't have them when you finish them 2 cartons, here's 2 coupons for 2 more free cartons. After she left, I stood there with them 2 cartons and went, if I didn't have them in my hand, I'd think I was dreaming. A cigarette rep that actually came to my house was concerned enough about a customer that she brought 2 cartons of cigarettes and 2 coupons for 2 more free cartons. And then she was going to have one of the mom and pop stores, or both of them, right close to me, carry my Parliaments. What kind of customer service is that? Oh my God. I wish they had 1/3 of that customer service today. But yeah, back in the 70s, I guess they were really worried about losing a smoker lately. I could see the guy, that was in charge of all the cigarette reps, getting that letter at his desk down in Winston-Salem, Oh, holy fuck! The grumpy old man's gonna stop smoking our cigarettes. Quick! Get Sheila on the phone. And they would, call her at home because cell phones were just coming into existence. And they'd leave a message on her answering machine, This is your big boss in Winston-Salem. Call me right away when you get this message. First thing in the morning, she goes, sir, what did I do? This is Sherry, a cigarette rep from Cleveland. Hey, the grumpy old man's gonna quit smoking our fucking cigarettes. I want you to go out to his house with 2 cartons and 2 coupons and convince a store owner at gunpoint, if you have to carry his Parliaments. We're gonna lose a smoker. That must have been what happened because, oh, Jesus. Both of the stores were carrying my Parliaments within like a week after she left. Then I went in and I says, hey, I got this coupon from the cigarette rep for a free carton. Are you going to accept it? Oh, yes. Here's your carton. Here's your coupon. Thank you. They really cared back then. You'd think they would care more now. Because with the price of cigarettes, I'm sure people are, like me, going to genetics. Like I say, I can get 2 of these for the price of 1 pack of Parliaments. And I miss my Parliaments. I'm 72. I started smoking when I was 14, when I could steal them from my uncle. Once they went over $7 a pack, I said, no more. I'll smoke generics. And oh, fuck. Some of them generics tasted like floor sweepings mixed with sawdust. Oh, were they nasty. I finally settled on these, but nothing's close to my Parliaments, no. But I ain't paying over $10 a pack for one pack of cigarettes. No way, Jose. You know, for a while, Parliament was sending me coupons to keep me smoking their cigarettes. But you know, at $9 a pack, a $2 off a pack coupon, that isn't enticing me to buy them. Now, if you gave me a $4 coupon, maybe. And see, my name was printed on the coupons, so they knew if I was going to use it. And when I stopped using the coupons, they stopped sending them. They must have figured, oh, the grumpy old man died. He ain't using our coupons. Quit wasting the postage. But yeah, for the longest time, they sent me coupons. But they weren't enough to entice me. Because, see, I couldn't use 2 coupons on 1 pack. Nah, they wouldn't do that. Or $5 off a carton. Oh, big deal. You know, carton is $50, $60. That ain't no enticement. And if these go to $7, I'll look for another cheap generic. Because I'm cheap. Not to mention I'm on unsociable security. And the government, you know, they're not giving us them big pay increases. No. The one we got in January, oh, whoopee, $9 a month. That don't even buy you, you know, 2 gallons of gas. Yeah, $9 a month. Whoopee. Oh, look, I'm getting $9 more a month. I guess maybe I'll celebrate with a porterhouse steak. No. I celebrated by taking a picture of a porterhouse steak. Because a porterhouse steak was $25. I was like, I'll look at the picture and imagine I'm barbecuing it. And then I'll imagine I'm eating it. Yeah, I do that with a lot of food nowadays. You know, fancy, nice thick pork chops, you know, the ones you could stuff. I used to love stuffed pork chops. I can't even afford the package they come in today. Just saying. Oh, a friend of mine, as we were passing today in the store, he said, I got a cliche for you. He said, actually, I got 2. I said, what? Remember when people had a frog in their throat? You know, their throat was acting up. They go, oh, I got a frog in my throat. Yeah, the first time I heard that when I was a little kid, I was like, what are you doing eating a frog? Oh, and it's stuck in your throat on top of it? Oh, yuck. And then the other one. If you're ever going to eat a frog, don't look it in the eyes. You know, I won't even eat frog legs. A friend of mine loves them. He makes them every now and then. You know, breaded frog legs. Let alone eat a frog and look at it. I'm gonna eat you, rabbit. Yeah. A frog in your throat. And if you're gonna eat a frog, Don't look it in the eyes. No, I wouldn't look it in the eyes because I wouldn't be eating it. Where they came up with those two, yeah, I got a frog in my throat. Anything that would affect your voice, it had to be a frog. Or you have a hoarse throat. I'll never forget down at the West Side Market with Grandpa. A friend of his come up and he says, "Oh, I can't talk much, Joe. I got a hoarse throat." And I kind of looked and I went, "You don't look like my friend Flicka. I don't see that big, you know." Or like Silver. Hi-yo, Silver. I don't see a hoarse throat. His throat looks normal to me. I didn't say that. I didn't want to embarrass Grandpa. I didn't want to make him mad because I wanted to go through the market and get all my freebies. Yeah. Every Saturday. Oh. Joe, who's that little man next to you? Well, that's my grandson. Really? Here. Give him these 2 steaks. On me. Grandpa talks about you all the time. And then we go over to the Smoky stand. Oh, I loved Smokies. And every Saturday the same thing. Joe, who's that with you? That's my grandson. Really? Oh. Here, have a handful of Smokies. Grandpa talks about you. He says you're a good boy. I thought, thank you. And then we'd leave the stand, and I'd say, "Hey, can we make another trip around? You think I'll get some more Smokies?" Grandpa'd like, "Come on." We'd walk up to the stand. Guy would look over and go, "You need more Smokies? Didn't I give you enough?" Well, here you go. Another handful. Thank you. Same thing every Saturday. They knew who I was. They just liked to play the game. Every stand we went to. "Joe, who is that with you?" "That's my grandson." "Oh, really? Here, have a pound of butter." "Thank you." "Can you wrap it, maybe?" Oh, give me it back." They wrap it up and hand it to you. They were just so happy to give you something, you know. I used to like to go to the jelly stand. Oh, every Saturday, same thing. "What flavors do you like?" "Well, I like cherry. I like raspberry. I like, apple." They'd be dishing out containers, like you got in a Chinese restaurant. "Here you go. Here's your cherry. Here's your apple. Here's your raspberry. Come back next Saturday." I will. Every stand, no matter what it was. If it was a meat stand, I got something. We go to the meat stand. "Who's that with you, Joe?" "My grandson." "Oh, really? Hang on. Here's a pound of ground beef." "Thank you." "Wait a minute. Let me get me a steak." "Here's a steak." Then we would go over to the pork stand. Same thing. "Who's that with you, Joe?" "It's my grandson." "Really? Oh, he looks like a fine young man. Hang on a minute. Do you like spare ribs? Yeah. Here's 2 racks of ribs. They're on me. Grandpa likes you. Talks about you all the time. You're a good boy. Take them ribs home. Cook them up. Next Saturday, let me know how they were. Okay, thank you. Go over to the smoked fish stand. Oh, that was the best part. Same thing. Joe, who you got with you today? Now they knew because I was just here last Saturday, but they like to play the game. That's my grandson. Really? Here, have a whole smoked fish on me. Grandpa likes you. Says you're a good boy. Thank you. Can I ask you something, sir? Well, yeah, sure. Can you wrap the fish up? Oh, I forgot. Oh, give me it back. Here, wrap it up in about 50 yards of butcher paper. Here you go. Sorry, I got so excited seeing you, I forgot to wrap the fish. I hope your hands aren't too greasy. That's all right. I'll wipe them on my shirt. No, don't do that. Your grandmother will have a fit. I know how your grandmother is. Hey, Fred, give me an apron. Hand him an apron. Here, wipe it on this apron. Okay, here's your apron, Brett. Thank you. Sorry about the whole fish. I'll remember to wrap it the next time. Every stand we went to, and Grandpa used to like bratwurst and sauerkraut, and they had a stand that had the best bratwurst and sauerkraut. We'd go up to the stand, same thing. Hi, Joe. Hi, Myrtle. How are you? Who's that dashing young man standing next to you? Why, that's my grandson. Oh, really? Do you like bratwurst and sauerkraut? Yes. Here, take 3 or 4. And they give me 3 or 4. Give Grandpa 3 or 4. And then, we'd eat them walking around the market. And then, Grandpa'd say, we don't want to stop at the hot dog stand because, we're going to have our heathen feast when we get home. We don't want to ruin our appetite. Yeah, after them 4 bratwurst, I don't think I could eat any hot dogs, Grandpa. I don't want to ruin our heathen feast. Yeah, our heathen feast. And then we go home and have our heathen feast. Yeah, those were the good times. It paid off being the firstborn and being a grandson. See, because I had 2 sisters back behind me. They didn't get the treatment I got. No. Matter of fact, Grandpa didn't even take my sisters to the West Side Market. Just me. And we would go every Saturday. Even when I was in high school, it was still the same. We go to the market Saturday morning, every stand. Who's that with you, Joe? Well, that's my grandson. He's about ready to graduate high school. Really? Wow. Well, here, have a pound of ribs. Go to the smoky stand. It was no more a handful, a bagful because I was grown up. Hi, Joe. How are you, Earl? Who's that with you? It's my grandson. Oh, wow. Grandpa talks about you all the time. Here's a 5-pound bag of Smokies. Enjoy them. See you next Saturday. Thank you. See you next Saturday. See, the stands were up higher, so they'd hand stuff over to you, so you always had to reach up. But it was cool. Every single Saturday, it got to be a game. Who's that with you, Joe? That's my grandson. Here's some freebies. I miss those times. Matter of fact, after Grandpa passed away, I really didn't go to the market anymore, although I'm sure I could have got the freebies. I would walk up. Hi, Earl. I'm Joe's grandson. Oh, here, have some Smokies. We miss your grandpa. Yeah, me too. I'm glad I still get the freebies. But then I stopped going. It just wasn't the same anymore. You know, it meant something when Grandpa was there. Because I'd been going to the market with him from like age of 5 years old. After, there was nobody to go to the market with, it just wasn't the same market anymore. I could still get the freebies, it just wasn't the same. Good times, though. Although, like I said before, it was a different generation. Times were different then. People were generous. Well, not like today. They'll pinch you for a penny, Back in the 50s, 60s, with different times. Everywhere we went, people were kind, cordial, generous, pleasant. Not like today. Oh, Jesus. Everybody's a crab ass nowadays. Ew. See, back in my day, another cliche, the customer is always right. No matter what store you went into, they would preach that to the clerks. The customer is always right. Not today. I told you the story about the girl at the drugstore. For those of you that didn't hear it, I'll tell it again, the shortened version. I was up in the corner at the drugstore, standing in line. There were like 6, 7 people behind me. And the cashier was on her cell phone, arguing about her car payment. And we're all getting kind of impatient. We're old people. We're growing, getting older by the minute. So, in a kind voice, which is strange for Grumpy, I said, Miss, can you kind of put that phone on hold for a minute and check us out? Oh my God, you would think I asked her for her underwear. She said, if you don't fucking like it, go fucking shop somewhere else. And with that, I put my item on the counter and I said, see ya. And then 4 of the people behind me, who were all old like me, did the same thing. Put their stuff on the counter and walked out the store. Now, being in retail and getting that customer is always right thing beat into your head, I went back the next morning. and talked to the store manager. And I told him what happened. And I almost shit myself when he said, "Oh, sir, I find that hard to believe. She's my best employee." I was like, "Oh, fuck, if that's your best employee, I'm glad I wasn't dealing with the worst one. Holy shit." Yeah, he had the nerve to tell me that. "Oh, that's my best employee." I said, "Hey, I got the phone number of two of the people that were standing behind me because I said I was coming to talk to you tomorrow. Here, call them if you don't believe me. They're going to tell you the same thing." I don't know if he ever called them, but I had witnesses. I'm sure he didn't call them. He didn't want people saying nasty things about his best employee. Oh, shit. One interesting note before I sign off. Interesting to me, might not be interesting to you. I had to go to the store. And as I was checking out, my cashier was this adorable little pixie of a redhead. Oh, what a little doll. And I says to her, she had fancy things in her hair, ponytails, whatever. I call them spritzers because I don't know if they still use the ponytail thing from my era. I said, "Oh, I like them spritzers in your head. In your hair." I didn't say in your head. And she went, "Oh, thank you very much." I says, "You like green pens?" She says, "Oh, yes." I says, "Well, a friend of mine sent me like 200 of them. I'll bring you one. Matter of fact, I'll bring you two. I'm trying to get rid of them." She says, "Oh, I would appreciate that." I said, "In case you're not here, I want to leave them for you." She says, I says to her, what's your name?" She said, "Ollie." Kind of cute with a little smile. "Ollie." I says, "Ollie, is that short for Olivia?" She said, "No. My parents were strange. They named me Oliver." I says, "Oh, you're pulling my leg." Another cliche. "You're pulling my leg." She turned her name tag around and went, "Nope, Oliver." I says, "Well, that'll be an easy one to remember for me." Yeah, her parents named her Oliver. What were they thinking? I guess they liked the name. They had pre-decided, boy or girl, it's going to be Oliver. Okay, and it was. Yeah, they named her Oliver. I can see why she goes by Ollie. Sounds like Allie. Ollie. I don't know why you would name such a cute little pixie Oliver, but they did. And it was on my receipt, too, because all the clerks' names are on the receipt. You know, like Ann or Susie. I got my receipt. She handed it to me. It says Oliver. I believe her now. She wasn't pulling my leg. Where did that one come from? Oh, you're pulling my leg. Growing up, nobody ever pulled my leg. Although I like the one that Judge Judy uses. Don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. Although she doesn't say piss on my leg, but yeah. Don't piss on my leg and tell me it's raining. Well, if it was only on my leg, I would know it wasn't raining because then it would be on my head. Another cliche. Where did people think these up? Was there a guy, like Einstein or that just thought up cliches, wrote them down? The cliche man. And then everybody used it. Because like I say, back in the day, everybody's parents said the same thing. Like, hey, close that door. Were you born in a barn? I don't know. I wasn't old enough to know what area I was in. All I remember was bright lights and having my ass smacked. That's all I remember. Left a lasting impression on me. I'm like, geez, I'm not in the world 30 seconds and somebody's beating my ass. And they allowed doctors to do it. They didn't even ask. The doctor tell you, as soon as he comes out, we're going to beat his ass. Okay, is that normal? For me, it is. Okay, you're the doctor. You know best. Yeah. The more I talk about cliches, the more I remember them. They're coming back to me. I've got a notepad that I'm going to write them down on every time I think of one, because I want to do another one of those cliche shows because I think they're hilarious. Especially the clean underwear one. Oh. Everybody I talk to that's my age, I ask them, was your mother worried about your underwear? Oh, yes. Before I left the house, you got clean underwear on? Yes. Good. I don't want you to embarrass me. Parents didn't care if you got, run over by a truck, hit by a train, beat up by a bunch of kids. All they worried about was when you showed up at the hospital, was your underwear clean? That was it. I could see somebody laying there. Nurse. Yes? When my son came in, did he have clean underwear? Oh, why, yes. Oh, good. Do you want to know about his injuries? No. I was just concerned about his underwear. I don't care what his injuries are. He's going to be in intensive care how long? Well, maybe I'll ask about his injuries later. Right now, I'm just satisfied he came in here with clean underwear. Have a nice day. That's the way it was back in the day. And with that, Grumpy's going to sign off. And I'm going to tell you, I'm wearing clean underwear. In case anybody ever asks. I don't want to embarrass myself. Go in the hospital. Uh-oh. Grumpy's got dirty underwear. Oh, I'm embarrassed now. Nope, not me. That was burned in my memory banks. Along with many beatings. I make sure every day, clean underwear. I have a drawer full. Spares. If I'm going to be gone for a while, I take a spare pair with me, just in case. Like if I get hit by a bus, and I notice, uh-oh, I shit myself. I can change underwear real quick before the ambulance gets there. People be Jesus Christ, he's laying in the street, hit by a bus, changing his underwear. They're like, hey, you didn't come from my era, pal. Believe me, you made sure you had clean underwear when I was growing up. You're from this new generation. You kids probably don't even wear underwear. And with that,